rip to the max, Chris Christopherson. Can't tell you what he did other than being a country star.
And rip to the max, the lady from Harry Potter.
Helen Hunt.
No.
Dame Judi Dench.
No.
Dame Helen Mirren.
I can't believe she's McGonagall. McGonagall.
What was her name?
I can't believe she died. She was old in the movie.
I know. Same with Chris Christopherson. He's like 88. She is played by Maggie Smith.
Welcome to Namely 90s. Wow. The podcast that takes you back to the time before smartphones, Google, and Y2K. Join your hosts as they relive the pop culture that shaped a generation and the parts that many people wish they could forget. Listen in to the conversation about how the decade defined those who spent their childhood there and how it shaped them as adults. So, turn down the grunge and dial up the internet. Let's get started. It's time for Namely 90s.
That's right. You're listening to Namely 90s. My name's Andrew, and over there is Brandon.
That's me.
You can find us online at namely90s.com or on Instagram and Bluesky at namely90s. You can also find the show on YouTube every Monday at youtube.com/@namely90s. And finally, if you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/namely90s, also the 90s, and get signed up for one of our support levels.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. You know, it's kind of sucks that we are recording this so late in the week because I have actually been waiting to talk to you about something you did 2 weeks ago.
Uh-oh. Who did I offend?
Was it 2 weeks ago? No, it was earlier. It was last week, right? Maybe it was this week.
Yeah.
When did you do the trivia? You went to trivia.
I went to trivia on Tuesday of this week.
I worked 6 days this week, so I don't know what day is which.
What's a Tuesday?
Yeah. Like I thought I had trivia this week. I didn't. You did. So I told Andrew before he went to trivia that if he gets more than 2 90s questions wrong, he's brought shame to the podcast. Haven't asked him how it went. How did it go, Andrew?
To be fair, when you do the trivia, it's like the app-based trivia, right? And it's like multiple choice.
It depends on where we go. No, never multiple choice. There's one place does multiple choice, but it's not app-based. They do Scantron.
This place was just like literally quarter sheets that you just wrote your answers on. Yeah, it was lo-fi.
That's tech. The old. Yeah. My favorite one is up in A-Town. They print out 5 sheets plus a picture round. But
yeah, so I did get a 90s. I couldn't think of the answer to a 90s question, and it made me really upset afterward.
Because you knew it, you just couldn't recall.
Because I could not remember the name of the 1991 Nirvana album named.
1991 was In Utero. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, it was never mind.
So we didn't do great. The questions were very rangy and a bit ridiculously hard. And then the second round is honestly, the second round was just a shameless plug for something else. Mm-hmm. It was like these songs. So basically they use AI I think the person does it manually, but like there's this person who takes things like source material from something like Yelp reviews for, it was like Amazon reviews for Candyland or, just various sort of random texts, like lines from the X-Files, and sets them to a song as the lyrics. Like the ones they used it was always new lyrics to Sweet Caroline. And we had a multiple choice. We had to decide like which of those random sets of source material was the source of the lyrics for this well-known song. They were all super easy and everyone got them right. So it was like, like, come out this next Tuesday to the Seattle and see such and such. And we're like, okay. That was kind of dumb.
in my defense, I pictured the baby in the swimming pool. I just thought baby, so in utero, not never mind.
And then we cleaned up in the science round. There was a round where we had to determine the chemical element based on the old name.
Ooh, that's fun.
Like argentum for silver, Ag. Oh. And we got every single one right, including the bonus.
I only know.
Thank you, science education.
Auris and Auric are gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was like a bunch of those.
Argentum was silver? I thought that was...
Yeah, Ag.
Yeah, that's right. Argentum.
I almost got it wrong, but then Devin got it right because you knew what argentum meant because he's apparently a writer now, which is cool.
That's cool.
Novelist. Anyway, and then there was one part where it's like they showed pictures of movies with fall in the title, and there were a couple of 90s ones on there, and I think I maybe have got like one of them right.
Dodgeball,
in any case, we scored third place.
Nice. That's a good showing.
Out of 6.
Okay, I would
still decent showing.
That's a decent showing. How far do you want to reveal how far you were from first?
Within a few points. I mean, it wasn't a widespread. Okay. Speaking of fall, though, because it was fall movies, but they had to have fall in the name. We tried to watch. Let me tell you about this. We tried to watch Practical Magic.
No, you didn't mention you tried to watch Practical Magic, as in
Sandra Bullock, Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, the movie that's getting a sequel that we talked about like 2 weeks ago.
So we put that on. Kayla wanted to watch it. We put that on. It was, I mean, honestly, unwatchable. I mean, it was just horrible. Although it did have the guy from ER in it.
Anthony Edwards.
No, the guy, his name's Goran Viznik. He played Dr. Luka Kovac on like mid to later seasons of ER. He was like the weird zombie guy, but it was really desperately unwatchable.
I can't wait for Kayla to make you watch The Craft next.
What's that? Is it a mac and cheese movie?
Yes, it is a mac and cheese movie. The Craft is a 1996 film with
Robert Kraft documentary.
After transferring to a Los Angeles high school, Sarah finds that her telekinetic gift appeals to a group of 3 wannabe witches who happen to be seeking a 4th member for their rituals. Bonnie, Rochelle, and Nancy, like Sarah herself, all have troubled backgrounds, which combined with their nascent powers lead to dangerous consequences. When a minor spell causes a fellow student to lose her hair, the girls grow power mad.
That is a synopsis of Hocus Pocus 2.
See, had you played your cards better, you could have just said for Podcast of Horror 5, we just watched Practical Magic. Then I would have had to subject myself to Practical Magic.
I couldn't finish it. I fell asleep.
Oh, really?
And then Kitha was like still watching it, and I was like dozing off, and she was like, "You're missing the exorcism." Like, oh, jeez. The pacing was garbage. It took so long to get to the point.
Unless your movie is called The Exorcist, there's at no point where someone should be like, "You're missing the exorcism," and in a serious manner. If you've nodded off.
Anyway, cannot recommend.
Okay. Andrew's review of 1998's Practical Magic, starring Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock, is a cannot recommend. Evan Rachel Wood was in it. And Camila Bell.
What is that?
Evan Rachel Wood.
The lady who played Rizzo in Grease was in it. It's one of the grandmas.
Diane
the one that like
Weiss.
smoked and got pregnant.
I know who Rizzo is. I don't know who
in
played
Grease,
Rizzo.
not in this movie.
I don't actually know Rizzo's actor's name.
Our episode on all 90s action all the time with Scott Murphy on Clear and Present Danger is now out.
Yes, which we recorded We recorded before you moved. I think we recorded before
it was August. No, before that.
Yeah, it was
May.
You still had the pod shed. It was. I think it was before. I think it was before we recorded the 4-year anniversary special. But yeah, shout out to Scott. Check out All 90s Action All the Time, and our, like Andrew said, our episode on Clear and Present Danger. People have been agreeing with you guys that it's the best Jack Ryan movie, and I've been saying I need a Sean in it. I need either a Connery or a Bean for it to be a better Jack Ryan movie.
Where's my family? I want my family back.
Yeah, he didn't even do it.
Not bad at all.
He didn't even have a family missing in this one. But yeah, if you want to see our total breakdown and opinions on Clear and Present Danger, check that out. Say hi to Scott. Tell him we sent you. And because it was like 331 downloads last week.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And in the sad but expected turn of events, the Grand Tour has officially wrapped.
Requiesca and Pache. And you also fell asleep during that, so.
Fell asleep during that, and now I just don't have I can't bear to watch the end of it, so I just might not.
It was, did you see them get to Bolivia at least? No.
Bolivia? Botswana?
Yes. Did I say Bolivia?
Those are on the same continent.
They start with a B.
They did do a Bolivia special.
They did do a Bolivia
no, I think
special.
I fell asleep before that. I can't stay awake anymore.
Yeah, fair. I've been nodding off in the afternoons. I thought the end was great. There's a Dire Straits song that plays at the end. Made me immediately want to just start back at the beginning of Top Gear and watch through that.
And I cannot watch last episodes of anything. I struggle with it every time. Because
of your lack of emotional processing, or?
No, I don't know. It's just something like, it doesn't matter. Just any show I'm watching, like I always struggle to finish the last episode.
Because you want it to continue in your head.
Yeah, I think so.
Instead of having a finality to it, which,
like, I've never rewatched the end of House. I've watched House many times all the way through, but I usually lose steam on that last season.
You know, Community, which I think is my favorite show currently, the series finale, I always like peter out a couple episodes before as well, because it, or even just
like
watching
Breaking
that
Bad,
episode.
I can't do it. I mean, season 5 of Breaking Bad kind of sucks, but
that ending though. And then you can watch El Camino now to keep going, and then Better Call Saul. But
the characters inexplicably get older
when they're younger
than they were in the prequel. Obviously.
I've not rewatched Breaking Bad. I think single viewing is perfect. Such a good show. But
I mean, I've watched it a couple of times, but it's intense.
Yeah, you gotta be in the mood for stuff like that. But every finale of a show that you like is intense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad. Anyway.
Also, since if you're watching this on youtube.com/@namely90s, I apologize if Andrew's moved from his screen a few times. We're doing this very late on a Sunday. I didn't have time to double check to make sure he was in frame the whole time.
You've also developed motion sickness at this point if you're watching my screen.
If only there was some sort of warp stabilizer I can put on your stuff.
I'm on a small boat right now in the Puget Sound.
Yes. Just like J. Kenji Lopez Alt. Finally, we should tease Podcast of Horror 5? Maybe. Maybe not.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that this week.
5?
Yeah. which will be on the last episode of this month, or next month, seeing as this drops on the 30th of September. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks away. Yikes. But let's move on. We'll have more info next week, which we're recording tomorrow. So, just kidding. Only slightly. Here's a Collider article that I ran across today that was published 1 day ago, so we couldn't have recorded this any other way. About the top 10 90s TV theme songs ranked. Because I feel like we've done an episode on 90s TV songs or TV themes before. But here's someone else's definitive, Christine Persaud's definitive list. Starting with number 10, I'm Always Here by Jimmy Jamison for the show Baywatch from 1989 to 2001. And featuring David Hasselhoff.
I couldn't tell you what the theme song for Baywatch was.
Neither could I. It was like every time I think of it, I hear ER in my head. So the done, yeah. But to people who were teens and older in the 90s, I guess watching Pamela Anderson and Carmen Electra run in slow-mo across a bad techno music song stuck with them.
Don't you worry, it's going to be all right, because I'm always ready and won't let you out of my sight.
There were lyrics?
Yep.
I'm shocked, surprised. I feel like we should have listened to this before doing this.
But it's not Come Inside My Jungle Book or whatever that one.
That was Sophie B. Hawkins.
Sophie B. Hawkins, I believe.
Yes.
Anyway.
Let's move on to number 9, The Simpsons theme by Danny Elfman, 1989 to present.
For some reason, I didn't know it was Danny Elfman. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. Danny Elfman. He even did the Simpsons movie soundtrack, I think.
Only 9? Ugh,
I know. You think it would be higher? It should be higher. It's iconic. It's
instantly recognizable. Yeah. And with no lyrics.
Yeah, total orchestration. Well, the opening, they go, The Simpsons.
Okay, leaving that out. Let's say.
Yeah, and that could, yeah. Yeah, there's the saxophone solo. There's the whole arrangement. The freaking band is in full swing as they go through town following different characters. Perfect. I think it deserves to be higher than the next one, which is at number 8. We have In the Street by Chris Bell and Alex Chilton. Who Alex Chilton is the singer or the guitarist from some band that Andrew's probably doesn't care about. The lead singer of Big Tops and Big Star. Yeah. Sorry, this is for That 70s Show.
That was a good song, though.
Yeah, especially after the first or second season when Cheap Trick covered it for the show, or re-recorded it for the show, because it actually sounded cool.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, it went from being like kind of working to like rock on 70s hair metal style. It's the one I think of when I think of the show, That 70s Show. And the hook is we're all right. Yeah.
Well, trigger warning. Only one person, as far as you know, in that picture is a convicted rapist.
Although I want to say one of them's a legend.
Didn't Topher Grace's sister in the show, didn't the actress die?
Yeah, Laurie Metcalf. No, sorry, That's a different person. the sister's name is Lori in that 70s show.
Yeah.
But then they replaced her. Lisa Robin Kelly. She passed away, I want to say, from a drug problem. Let's see.
Moving right along.
Okay.
We have 10 to get through. We kind of yammered for a while.
Go for it.
Everywhere You Look by Jesse Frederick from the TV sitcom Full House, which ran from 1987 until 1995.
You remember this one?
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah. Street, you see them in San Francisco.
In San Francisco, like row houses or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And this is like the last of the like 1980s era. Well, not the last. Actually, this was totally 90s era, like Family Matters, Step by Step, Full House.
Yeah, we're like, it not only it doesn't show their name and they like look up from a clipboard or something.
Mm-hmm.
They like walk down the stairs and pose, and then the name shows up.
Yeah,
they like walk down a staircase.
Yeah, these title sequences are specifically shot. Like I remember later on, like they're because it's all of them in San Francisco, and it's like they had to put Lori Loughlin, who's in jail right now, in San Francisco by like the coastal area to match like the other shots of all the other people like turning and looking at the camera and smiling for like later seasons. It's funny. I like it.
I'd just like to say she's in jail, but Donald Trump is running for president. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. Maybe she didn't serve. Maybe she just had.
He should be in more jail than her, but
yes, absolutely. And Carly Rae Jepsen covered the song for Fuller House. It wasn't bad, but you can't recapture that 90s.
Full House is a comedic sitcom where the father tragically loses his wife in a car accident. Dear God! And
then raises his 3 daughters with his 2 male life partners. Moving on.
Yeah.
I think one is his brother-in-law and the other one's their like other best friend. Number 6.
Yes.
Moving right along.
Are you doing this one?
No, you could do it. Number 6, The X-Files by Mark Snow.
Number 6. Yes.
Andrew has thoughts.
I don't know which episode this is, but I think I remember it being a good episode with a picture.
Yeah. So as most people know it now, it's the Illuminati theme song.
Yeah.
For all those memes that you see about the Illuminati, yeah.
I mean, it's so iconic.
Mm-hmm. More iconic than The Simpsons. I'm just
yes.
Okay. I still think The Simpsons should have been higher. It's the same, yeah.
Yes.
Same echelon.
The Simpsons should have been higher. Absolutely, yeah. Fox representing.
Fox represent. Are we switching off? We didn't really have a.
I'll read the next one, sure. Beverly Hills 90210 theme by John E. Davis. Strangely, this song actually came out before the show was even an idea.
Oh.
No, it's they got the idea for the name.
It took me a second because I wasn't paying attention. Also, Andrew, classic Family Guy sketch where they show like all the older character, or they cut away to the 90210 cast members or an episode of 90210, and they're like, one of them's like an old woman. Do you remember that? You don't remember that? This used to all be peach orchards as far as the eye can see. I'm pretty sure in this picture, the woman on the far right was the like oldest cast member, even though they're all playing like high school freshmen.
Yeah, they're pretty old.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We watched an episode of 90210. Technically, we watched 2 episodes of 90210
Is that the one where like the bus
the bus
was
just kept,
phasing through people or whatever?
yeah, the Christmas episode. Yeah, it phased through a garbage truck, I think, or the garbage truck phased through the bus. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't. It's another instrumental. I don't think it deserves to be this high. But again, people older than us would probably disagree. Number 4, the theme of Law and Order by Mike Post, 1990 to current.
Yeah.
Iconic. The dun dun that precedes it to the dun 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 dun. I don't even watch Law and Order, and I know it. But also,
yeah.
like,
Speaking of iconic,
yes. You don't want to wait.
for our lives to
be over.
Sorry, I got into a random thing and I got stuck on a rabbit hole. What's next? Okay, it's Chris Noth.
Chris Noth.
I Don't Want to Wait by Paula Cole.
Uh-huh.
I was wearing a blazer from Dawson's Creek, 1998 to 2003.
I don't want to wait until this sandwich to get colder. I want to eat it right now. Sorry, I just keep
moving right along. I know which ones 2 and 1 are going to be.
Somehow 2 is Yo Home to Bel Air, which I did not know was the title of that song, by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, for the Fresh Prince of Bel Air from 1990 and 1996. It is a classic.
Yeah.
And also explains the entire show in the
therefore
title.
Rendering it unnecessary to watch the episode.
Well, it's the lead up to him being in Bel Air.
I love about this that like you can make a lot of people had the words memorized.
Mm-hmm.
I can still do probably most of it. I'm not going to here, but
I can do some of it.
DJ Jazzy Jeff.
You're moving in with your aunt, and auntie and uncle in Bel Air. Yeah, can't do it off the top of my head. Which leaves number 1, obviously, the theme from Futurama.
Yeah. No, it's "I'll Be There for You" by the Rembrandts from Friends.
And that's
the tune "Shiny Happy People" by R.E.M. was initially to be the theme.
And that's 4 claps.
Weird song. 4 claps.
4 claps. There are 4 claps. That's a Star Trek reference for all of you out there that are nerdy as I am. Yeah, Shiny Happy People. That would have been a terrible theme song for...
I do like this song. It was always weird when it was like on the radio and it was like 4 minutes long. You're like, what is this?
Oh, I can.
And also it's weird that like HBO Max like plays a slightly wrong version of the song that's really distracting. I hate streaming theme songs. It's the worst.
Yeah. It is somewhat poetic justice, which still screws the consumer over more, that because of the availability of streaming, that the music companies are able to screw over the streaming services for licensing rights.
So, for example, on Peacock, the first season of The Office has the correct opening theme, and then it's wrong for the rest of the series. Like it's close,
that's offensive.
It's not right.
That's offensive.
It's really terrible, and it's like varies from show to show, like episode to episode. You're like, hey, that one sounded better, but it's still not quite right.
I was trying to find The Office opening credits on YouTube today for a little fun thing that I'm doing for a friend. Oh. And yes.
Typo, or they were incorrect. There's also an iconic clapping sequence with 5 claps. It's 4.
It's 4, yeah.
No, just a lot of people think it's 5.
Which is the thing, yeah. 5 is something else. Anyway,
wait, why did they put Full House in this? Because it was like mostly in the 90s, but couldn't they technically put Seinfeld in then if it was started in the 80s? It didn't really have a theme song. It was just like weird sounds.
It was a bass guitar. I mean, it's 87 to 95. Yeah, I mean, Simpsons started in 89. Baywatch started in 89.
Seinfeld didn't go quite as far into the 90s, but well, there you have it.
Went
That's
into the
the
2000s.
list of songs.
Yeah. Nope. Is there any grievous errors? Any grievous errors? Any general grievous errors?
Simpsons could have been higher. Like, I don't even know what the 90210 theme song was.
Right.
Should have been above that.
Yeah, the fact that there was like 3 instrumentals on there, 4 instrumentals should have been. I
also think Dawson's Creek should have been like lower on the list, as in higher.
Yes, it should have been number 1.
No, I mean like 9 or 8 or something, way up there.
Yeah, I think Simpsons higher than that, but I don't want to wait was a good one. I think the Party of 5 theme song should have been on there, which no one remembers Party of 5, but the theme song was I can do this. It was Closer to Free by Bodine's. The closer, yeah. Everybody 1, everybody 2, everybody.
And 3. Now let's go to Brandon for the Namely 90s Minute.
Welcome back to the Namely 90s Minute. Every week we look back at a culturally relevant show, movie, or piece of pop culture that probably helps stoke the algorithm. This week, in honor of the start of spooky season, we're going to ease us into it this year with 1995's Casper. Casper is a 1995 supernatural fantasy comedy based on the Harvey Comics character Casper the Friendly Ghost. The film stars Wednesday Addams, Alex Browning from Final Destination, the President from Independence Day, Vicky from Raging Bull, one of the Monty Python guys, the voice of Ray's brother from Everybody Loves Raymond, and cameos from Dirty Harry, Al from Caddyshack, Mad Max, the racist one, the Crypt Keeper, and the actual Ghostbuster Ray Stans. The story starts with a neurotic and spoiled heiress inheriting a haunted mansion from her deceased father as the only thing he left her. She and her close friend Dibs find a map showing there's a hidden treasure in the mansion, so they try to get it exorcised from Casper and his 3 uncles. Casper, who is a friendly ghost unlike his poltergeist uncles, is lonely, so he subtly suggests to the heiress she bring in a paranormal therapist he saw on TV with a cute daughter named Kat. The therapist, James Harvey, is obsessed with communing with ghosts ever since he lost his wife and Kat's mom, so they are unperturbed by the poltergeists and are unable to be scared away from the house. Casper gains the Harveys' trust by making them breakfast and stalking Kat at school. Kat becomes popular when her classmates learn she's living at the mansion and they get her to host a Halloween party. Kat helps Casper remember his human life by restoring his room. Casper explains he died of pneumonia as a kid and became a ghost to help keep his dad company as his dad went insane trying to create a Lazarus machine to bring him back to life. Meanwhile, the heiress learns of something locked in the basement and thinks it's the treasure that the map alludes to and tries to kill Dibs so he can go in there as a ghost, but ends up dying herself instead. The uncle trio devise a plan to kill Kat's dad so he can join them in their ghost crew to cheer him up, but have a change of heart when he turns out to be cool to them. But of course, he also falls to his death. The heiress sneaks into the basement and tries to steal the treasure, but is thwarted by Casper and Kat to get her to admit she has finished all her earthly business, which prompts her to move on to the afterlife. The treasure, by the way, just turns out to be Casper's prized signed baseball. Then the uncles and Kat's ghost dad bust in and are acting up, so Casper sacrifices his only chance to be human again to revive Kat's dad. The Halloween party starts, and Kat ends up dancing with a hot boy who turns out to be Casper, who was granted a temporary physical form by Kat's dead mom, who was so content with her life that instead of becoming a ghost when she died, she became an angel instead, and she tells her husband that she loves them both and will be waiting for them when they reach the other side. Kat and Casper kiss, turning Casper back into a ghost, which scares off the party guests, and then they end the movie in a musical rendition of Casper the Friendly Ghost, played by his uncles. And that's Casper in a Namely 90s Minute. More or less.
And now, back to the show.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's still going on.
Yeah, so since we're talking about 90s theme songs and 90s songs and whatnot, let's call this a music episode, and I thought it'd be fun to do this little Buzzfeed quiz I found from community contributor HZ called Oddly enough, we can guess if you're a dog or cat person based off your 90s song preferences. Andrew, you and I are both cat people, correct?
You're a cat person?
I mean, if I had to pick, if it's a binary choice, I would pick cat over dog.
Okay, fair enough. Yes, we're both cat people. But let's see how our musical taste translates.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if there's any other options. Anyway, and you can find a link to this quiz in the description below. First, pick a song from 1990. We're going to pick 10 songs. There's 6 selections from each year in the 90s. Starting with 1990, we have Freedom 90 by George Michael. It Must Have Been Love by Roxette. Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor. Thunderstruck by AC/DC. I didn't know that was from 1990. You Can't Touch This by Mick Hammer. Thank
He's
you.
Irish.
Seattle legend MC Hammer, and Vogue by Madonna. I did not know these were all 90s songs.
I'm going to take a left turn here and go with one of my favorite power ballads, It Must Have Been Love by Roxette.
Dang, I was actually also going to pick It Must Have Been Love by Roxette.
That's right. I didn't mean to steal your thunder, but
no, because I thought you wouldn't have picked it. I guess
it's just so intense. It's great.
You know, I think because this has to be accurate for them to figure out if we're a cat or a dog person, I will also pick It Must Have Been Love.
But it's over now.
It must have been good because it's your turn to read.
All right, 1991, Alive by Pearl Jam, Black or White by Michael Jackson, Everything I Do It For You by Bryan Adams, November Rain by Guns N' Roses, Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana, and The Show Must Go On by Queen.
Oh, so Alive is like one of my go-to karaoke songs, but yeah, I'll do Alive.
Apparently I'm going for all like power ballads. I'm going with Everything I Do It For You by Bryan Adams.
I was feeling that too, or Black or White by Michael Jackson. For 1982, we have Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot. Sorry, MC Hammer's not the Seattleite. Sir Mix-a-Lot is the Seattleite. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Creep by Radiohead. Friday, I'm in Love by The Cure. I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. Real Love by Mary J. Blige. And Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. Oh, Andrew's going to do ballads all the way through.
I'm going to go Clapton on this one.
Going Clapton. I'm going to do Friday, I'm in Love by The Cure.
Apparently they're doing like another tour song or something, and the guy looks super weird.
Yeah, but he looked weird since the 90s.
1993. Dream Lover by Mariah Carey. Heart-Shaped Box by Nirvana. Linger by the Cranberries.
Ooh.
Streets of Philadelphia by Bruce Springsteen. The Power of Love by Celine Dion. And What a Man by Salt and Peppa with En Vogue.
I didn't know she covered Huey Lewis in the News.
Yeah.
Let's see. How can I pick? You know what? I'm not ashamed of this. I like early Mariah Carey. I'm going to choose Dream Lover.
Okay. I'm going to choose Linger by the Cranberries. My favorite song.
By the Cranberries?
No, it's my favorite song about farts.
That was going to be my other choice. 1994, we have Basket Case by Green Day. Hallelujah by Jeff Buckley. Kiss from a Rose by Seal. Say It Ain't So by Weezer. Waterfalls by TLC. And Zombie by the Cranberries.
I hate Zombie.
Yeah, me too.
I think Hallelujah is not the version that I thought it was.
That's the one that is commonly played on television.
One.
I'm pretty sure
that's the TV one?
Yeah. Like, it was in the OC and probably stuff you watched too. House.
Yeah, it was in House. I'm gonna go Weezer. Say it ain't so.
Then I'm gonna go with the top hit from the Batman and Robin soundtrack, Batman Forever soundtrack, "Kiss from a Rose" by Seal.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I should have done Waterfalls. 95. I like Waterfalls.
"Always Be My Baby" by Mariah Carey. "California Love" by Tupac, feat. Dr. Dre and Roger Troutman. "Ironic" by Alanis Morissette. "Just a Girl" by No Doubt. "Scream" by Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson, and "Wonderwall" by Oasis.
Oh, I forgot about "Scream." That was a thing they did together. I gotta pick "Just a Girl" by No Doubt.
Now that I've learned more about Oasis, I think they're a trash band.
You had thoughts about their reunion.
Yeah. I quote the song "Ironic" all the time, so I have to go with that.
You can pick what I picked since it's trying to accurately.
Like 10,000 spoons, all I need is a knife, you know?
It's like rain on your wedding day. 1996, we have "To Become One" by the Spice Girls, "Criminal" by Fiona Apple, "It's All Coming Back to Me Now" by Celine Dion, "Push" by Matchbox 20, "Unbreak My Heart" by Toni Braxton, and "When You're Gone" by the Cranberries.
Ooh. Push is a good song.
I don't actually remember what Push is. I remember Slide.
You would recognize it the moment it started, but
probably.
Going back to the ballads, "Unbreak My Heart" by Toni Braxton.
Ooh. Me as well, but I'm gonna do "It's All Coming Back to Me Now." That's a banger.
Oh yeah, it's that thing slaps, dude.
Bro.
All right, 97, "Angels" by Robbie Williams. "Good Riddance" (Time of Your Life) end parenthesis by Green Day. "Gettin' Jiggy Wit It" by Will Smith. "Semi-Charmed Life" by Third Eye Blind. "Torn" by Natalie Imbruglia, which sounds like a type of salad you bring to a potluck. And "You're Still the One" by Shania Twain.
Those last three. I like "Torn" by Natalie Imbruglia, which I didn't realize until we started this podcast.
I'm going to go with the only one that I've seen live, which is "You're Still the One" by Shania Twain.
All right, getting close to the end here. 1998, we have "Baby One More Time" by Britney Spears. We have "Doo-Wop" (parenthesis That Thing) close parenthesis by Lauryn Hill. "Genie in a Bottle" by Miss Christina Aguilera. "Iris" by the Goo Goo Dolls. "No No No" by Destiny's Child, and "The Boy Is Mine" by Brandy and Monica. Classic song that people quote all the time that I still don't remember what the song sounds like.
I'm going to go with "Genie in a Bottle" because of the line, "You got to rub me the right way."
I'm also going to go with "Genie in a Bottle," but because of the line, no, I couldn't. Yeah. I tried.
And finally, select a song from 1999. "All the Small Things" by Blink-182. "Californication" by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys. "No Scrubs" by TLC. "Say My Name" by Destiny's Child. And "What a Girl Wants" by Xtina Aguilera.
Ooh. Like, the listenability of a lot of these songs are not. Sorry, the listenability of these songs now are not what they were in the 90s. Like, "All the Small Things" gets tiresome quick. "Californication" gets tiresome quick. You can only hear "I Want It That Way" at the karaoke bar so many times before you have to find a new spot to go karaokeing. I'm gonna go with "No Scrubs" TLC.
And I'm going to go with "Say My Name" by Destiny's Child.
Ooh.
It's also a banger.
Fascinating. There was a third option. Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
Well, let me read mine. This couldn't be further from the truth. I am a dog person. I do like dogs. I've just never owned dogs. I can sense you're a dog person. You know there's nothing better than coming home to a dog who's wagging their tail and jumping up and down, so excited to see you. How does that relate to the music? In any way, shape, or form. What did you get?
See, I was thinking that maybe they were being sexist and the guy songs were dogs and girl songs were guys.
No, I chose mostly women songs.
Yeah. I got neither. You're not really into cats or dogs. Maybe you're more of a fish person, a bird person.
That sounds about right.
I was a bird person. Yeah. Well, you listeners out there, take the quiz and let us know if it's good or not. I should have looked at the ratings at the bottom. 128 say fail. Versus 80 say win. So
what happened to your bird? Where did it get stuck?
Behind the television. It would fly around the house, bonking its head, and then get tired out and hide behind the TV.
God, that damn bird.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
That's what. And that's it for this week's edition of Namely 90s. Remember, you can find new episodes out every Monday. You find us on Instagram, Bluesky, and YouTube at Namely 90s with the 90s. And tell us what you want us to talk about on future episodes. If you'd like to support the show, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Namely90s, also with the 90s. And finally, you can contact us through our website, Namely90s.com. Please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Audible, Rembrandt's, Pocket Cast, CastBox, iHeart, Good Pods, and wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm Brandon. That's Andrew, and we'll catch you next time. Everybody wants to